Welcome back, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide here, and we'll keep it on the baseball diamond. Getting into the break, we were talking Clay Buchholz. He's gone, but they still have the two extra starting pitchers, or the one extra starting pitcher, I guess. Really, it's Price, Porcello, Sale in some order. Right? It'll be interesting to see how they do that.
Right.
Pomerantz and Rodriguez, and Stephen Wright.
Right. Yep.
So, who starts? Who relieves? Do they all stay around? As you said, probably somebody's going to get injured. I can't imagine Stephen Wright, who was an all-star last year, could he come out of the bullpen? I mean, he's a knuckleballer, so is that kind of a thing where it's like, if he's here, he's starting just by default?
Yeah, it's tough to say. I think it's kind of weird for a knuckleballer to be coming out of the bullpen.
Right,
Just because usually relief pitchers, they'll come in a one-run game or a two-run game, and knuckleballers... It's pretty much either a strikeout or a home run.
Right.
Because if the opposing batter gets a hold of that ball, it's coming in, 60 miles an hour?
Or it's a wild pitch and the guy on base.
Right, exactly. So, to me, I think Stephen Wright should be a starter if he can get back to that role. In last year's form, in the first half, he was an all-star.
Oh, yeah.
And he made the all-star team, and he was just lights out, before John Farrell put him in as a pinch runner and he hurt his shoulder.
Right, yeah.
Which, was kind of a weird move. But if he can get back to his first season form, I think he should be a starter. And Pomerantz should probably be the other starter. It's hard to keep Eduardo Rodriguez out of the starting lineup because his ceiling is so high. He could really be a strong ace one day. And to me, he's major league ready. But it's tough to stay with Pomerantz because he was also an all-star last year. And Dave Dombrowski traded away the Red Sox best pitching prospect for him. So to me, I think Eduardo Rodriguez is probably the odd man out.
See, here's the problem that I have, and I don't disagree with anything you said, but we'll go back to the last thing. I have a problem with the fact that they traded the most versatile of their starting pitching, Clay Buchholz.
Right.
Maybe he wasn't better than Pomerantz, Rodriguez, or Wright, but he was the most versatile. We've seen him come out of the bullpen. We've seen him start games. We've seen him come in relief. And, yeah, you didn't know what you were going to get with him, and that's fair. But it just seems like now they have three pitchers for two spots, and no matter who you put in the bullpen, you're kind of in trouble. Right? I agree with you. Wright can't be in the bullpen. Rodriguez, he's young. They need to see if he can pitch a full season and pitch well. So that leaves Pomerantz the odd man out, but they traded their best prospect for him, like you said. Does he go in? And we saw him in the bullpen in the playoffs, and he didn't pitch that well out of the bullpen. So I don't know. Maybe they go. I can't imagine they go with a six-man rotation, right? That would seem kind of silly.
Right. Especially with David Price, Rick Porcello, and Chris Sale, you need them pitching.
Right. They don't need extra
rest. 3 out of 5 games. Right. I think they would probably send Eduardo Rodriguez down to AAA just so he can actually get full game starts.
Yep.
He needs the work.
Right.
But yeah, I see what you're saying about Clay Buchholz. And last season, during I think the first half of the year, he was just not good.
Right.
He had maybe a 6+ ERA.
Yeah, he was pretty terrible.
But over the last 50 innings he pitched, I think he had a sub-3 ERA. And a lot of those innings were out of the bullpen.
Right.
So he was really your most versatile starter.
Yeah.
And now he's gone. So it's tough to say.
And it's not a popular opinion in Boston. Nobody liked him, and with good reason. He was not consistent enough. But as you mentioned at the beginning, $13.5 million for a number 4 or 5 starter is not that much. So I don't know. Maybe they'll save their money for Edwin Encarnacion. I don't know what's going on at third base. Pablo Sandoval looks like they're gonna trust him, trading away Travis Shaw.
Yep.
Is he the third baseman this season for the Red Sox?
I think right now he's absolutely the starting first baseman. When they traded Travis Shaw to the Brewers for a relief pitcher, Tyler Thornburg, they really gave Pablo Sandoval, they gave him they're putting trust back in him.
Yep.
And the pictures we've seen from Pablo, he's really worked hard in this offseason, losing a ton of weight.
Yep.
He looks good. So to me, he's definitely the starting third baseman at this moment.
So do you like, as a whole, we got to wrap it up here on the baseball talk, and we'll get into it more as more trades and anything's been done. But Dave Dombrowski, do you like the fact he's come in and he's made some good moves, upgraded it, win now, but he's also kind of gutted that farm system.
Right.
But I guess you got to do that if you want to win.
Yeah, I don't think it's tough to really really get rid of the future for an organization.
Right.
But I think with this young core, Mookie Betts, Xander Bogaerts, Jackie Bradley, I think the time is now.
Yep.
They have about a 3 or 4 year window to win a championship. So I think this is probably a good move with all these young, cost-controlled all-star players.
And it was the best move that he could have made because they didn't get rid of any on-field talent. The
Right.
Betts, Bogarts, and Bradley.
Yep.
And Benintendi, don't forget him.
Right, yep.
The White Sox wanted one of those guys in the summer. They held out, and now they got probably the best deal they were going to get.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Dave Dombrowski has definitely done a good job of keeping the core of the Major League team together. The only person they traded was Travis Shaw.
Right.
But they have Pablo Sandoval, who they're paying a ton of money to. They can't have him sitting on the bench. So, and the killer bees, just like you said, Betts, Bradley, Bogarts, and Benintendi. Those four guys, really, I think Dave Dombrowski's done a good job of building a team around them.
Yeah, so it's going to be exciting offseason and exciting season when they get started. We're going to take one final break. We'll come back, talk Hanover Lebanon High School basketball, Dartmouth men's basketball finally getting a win, and our NFL picks. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.